Hello everybody, it is I, Ben, and this is going to be a much different video for you to watch. This is going to be one whole video of a complete renovation of what's going to be the new office for us where we do live streaming and that kind of thing. I'm moving the office out of the house into this other building here, which I'll show you in a second. So let me go ahead and flip the camera around. A lot of you know about this. If you've been joining our streams, you've known that we were going to be doing this, but the process is starting now, and I'll show you exactly what's going to be done. This is going to be like one episode. Hello, it is I, Ben. Just wanted to interject here and say this is not going to be one whole long episode, and at the end I will tell you why it's not going to be one long whole episode, so stick around till the end. But this is going to be a series of many episodes because things didn't quite go as planned. But again, stay tuned to the end and I'll explain then. Continue to watch. One whole long, probably kind of long, so you can pretend like it's an episode like Fixer Up or something. You'll see the before, all the way through some of the work, and then the after and the finish and the decoration, all that. So this will be filmed over the course of, probably a month or so, probably even a little bit longer than that. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to be renovating this up here. We'll get there in a minute, but we've already kind of started the process of doing some stuff. We actually cleaned out the garage down here. I know it looks a little bit messy still because I was chopping up some wood to burn in our little fire pit over here. But anyway, so basically the garage was full. I mean, it was full of leaves. It was full of, it had some other junk and stuff there. So I cleaned it all out, used the shop vac to help, cleaned it all out. Threw a whole bunch of stuff out as well and made it easy access down here. The reason being because, one, eventually we're going to end up putting a door. Let me back up here a little bit. Eventually we're going to end up putting a door going across to kind of keep things sealed in here. These doors were here from the previous owner, but they don't actually fit. They're not wide enough to go across, so I don't know what they were thinking. But anyways, the other reason why I needed this cleaned out is because this is the power that goes upstairs. So this power panel here, I wanted to have easy access to because there's going to be some electric work that we're going to be doing upstairs as well. And we're going to be stuffing some insulation underneath here to help keep some of the heat trapped because it does get quite cold up there during the winter time. It also gets quite hot up there. So this was kind of one step. You didn't get to see this. It was quite the transformation here actually as well because it was pretty messy in here, and once I get this cleaned up it'll look even better. But so that was step one, was kind of organizing this downstairs part here in the garage, and so that's good. But I'm gonna turn this off, and actually I'm gonna go ahead and turn off these breakers because I do not want to get electrocuted or anything like that while I'm tearing stuff down. So there is that. And actually I'll show you something else here in the front yard. As you can see, Aunie's been cleaning up some of the outside here. We're going to be moving some of these plants, hoping to start a little bit of a garden next year. But you can see out here in the front, I bought one of these waste management bags, and we already threw quite a bit of stuff out there. I guess I'll just walk down there with you. We threw quite a bit of stuff out already. Just some kind of junk and boxes that was in the garage I was storing because I didn't know what to do with it. So I got this, so we have a ton of stuff that's already been thrown away. The bag cost $30 at Home Depot, and then it cost $170 for them to come pick it up. But I'm hoping that everything that I'm about to demo, I'll be able to fit in here and they can come hauled away. So $200 all in so far with just getting some of this trash cleared out, which seems like kind of a lot, but at the same time, at least I don't have to buy a dumpster. So that seemed to be the most cost-effective option as far as that goes. But we will take you upstairs into the office and kind of go through a checklist of some of the things that we are going to be doing. So I'll meet you upstairs in the soon-to-be office. So one of the things that we're going to be doing is cleaning up this whole area. So a lot of this growth, trees, everything, branches that are hanging over, those I'm going to be chopping down, cutting down, cleaning this all up so it looks a little bit nicer and not as invasive, not in the way quite as much. The stairs are okay. A couple of these things need to be replaced and cleaned up. I'll be cleaning up some of this just with a shop vac and everything. There's one step here which you can see is a different color and a lot thinner. That one's going to be replace for sure. But anyway, the stairs are generally, they're okay, but a little bit of a change there. Come up here, and the door needs to be replaced. You can see it's chipping away, falling apart. So the door will be replaced. Some of this here will probably be just neatened up, painted a little bit as well. But all sorts of critters and whatnot out here. On top of this, there's the still abandoned house. But anyway, so there's that. So let's go ahead and go inside. Oh, it's a really nice space. I turned off all the power, but these lights don't work in here anyways. So it's a really nice space in here. Excuse me. I'll just kind of go through quickly what the plan is as far as what we're going to be trying to do. The idea would be that I'm going to have a desk back here with some nice shelves in there to put some of our nerdy stuff up there. So the desk here, over here, we'll have like either the couch that's in the living room now, which is a pull-out couch. So that way if we have people over and they want to kind of stay, but they want to be away from the house, have their own spot, they can sleep here. So sleeper sofa here, probably, or maybe a little bit over here, because probably right here I'm going to have an electric fireplace to heat up this whole space. I found one for a pretty good price, and I think it'll do the job. It heats up to 1,000 square feet, which this is obviously much smaller than 1,000 square feet. So electric fireplace to heat everything. We'll put a TV, mount the TV up there, or put it on top of the fireplace or whatever. So it'll be a nice kind of like loungy area. And then we'll have some bookshelves and things and some other nerdy display stuff. So basically just taking everything that's in my office outside, which is just in that window right there, and just kind of bringing it, moving in here. So that way we have extra space in the house. So here's kind of some of the things, the checklist of things that need to be done. Number one, this drywall is going to need to be taken down because there's no insulation behind the walls for the drywall. So drywall is all going to be coming down. And I don't know if you can see, but they did have a whole bunch of pinups up here when we came to visit the house to get the tour before we bought it. I had to turn away quickly because, I mean, everything you see, all these little marks, it was just pinups of naked ladies. So that was interesting for sure. So that's going to be number one. We're going to be taking all the drywall down so we can get insulation in. The second thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be ripping up the carpet, whatever underlayment is underneath, and hopefully the board underneath as in good enough condition because I'm going to be putting the flooring down later. So basically, I'm just going to be doing the demo stuff because I don't really know the electrical aspect of things too well. So I'm going to be doing demoing, and then I have a contractor who is going to be doing most of, not all, but most of the rest of the work, which is going to include putting the insulation in, moving electrical. So the idea is that the ceiling here is probably where these like rafters are right here. That's probably 7 feet. The idea is that we're going to move the ceiling up to where almost that next set of rafters is. I know it's really hard to see because it's so dark in here. Let me see if I can move and get a little more light here. So there's like this rafter here, and there's like a second set of rafters up there. So the idea is that we're going to move the ceiling up. So we'll move those supports up, drywall all the way across. So we'll have this nice tall ceiling, and we're going to be moving the electrical where you have these lights that are here. We're going to be moving the electrical up and have 2 like can lights or pot lights here, another 2 in the middle, and then 2 more over where the desk would be. And then the 2 that are over the desk will be on a separate thing. And then the other 4 will be on a switch as well. So we'll be able to kind of control. I'm going to see if maybe you can put dimmers on them too, so we can figure that out. But this is how we found that there was no insulation behind. There's already this open hole here. So we just looked in there and there's nothing. No insulation. I'm also a little nervous about what I might find underneath the drywall because I've had a lot of bees up here too. So I'm hoping I don't run into any nests or anything like that. These outlets are all going to get moved. Probably going to put an outlet on the floor eventually, since that's where the desk is going to go. So that's pretty much step number 1 is going to be getting the drywall down. And then the drywall is going to, we're going to insulate, electrical is going to get done, insulate drywall on the ceiling after these supports get moved up. Everything will get drywalled. Everything will get patched up. The electrical will get all moved. I think these windows will get framed in. I got to ask him to do that. I also have to make sure that we can run internet out here. So the box for the internet is down there, just like right below that window, actually, down in the basement. So I might have to dig and see if we can run it up here so I can have some Ethernet out here or whatever. So I have to check on that as well. So that's basically what the contractor is going to be doing. Once he's done with that and everything's finished up as far as that goes, I will come in, I will paint everything the way I'm going to be painted. On this wall, I'm going to buy some shiplap, and this is going to be like an accent wall. So there's going to be this nice accent wall back here. I'll back up so you can get the whole effect. So there's going to be a nice accent wall back here. I'm going to put some laminate flooring down, some tongue and groove laminate flooring. Don't know what color I'm going to go with yet because I think it's going to be like a lighter gray color for the paint. And then the ceiling will be white. And then the shiplap is going to be like a white, like a sort of like a rustic white. And then I'm kind of thinking maybe a dark floor, like a brown mahogany or something. I don't know, but I'll figure it out. I'll do some design stuff later. But for now, my job today is I'm going to rip out as much of this and be as clean as I can when it comes to ripping out this drywall. So that's going to be the first step. So I'll update you occasionally as progress is made. But I'm going to be ripping out the drywall and getting things ready for the contractor to come in. Hopefully in about 2 weeks, I think he'll be able to start, and we'll get this whole space looking fresh and new. It'll be pretty cool. So anyway, let me get to work and I'll update you in a bit. Well, just a few minutes into it, and the drywall is coming off pretty easily. I've been able to get some big chunks off, which is what I was hoping for. Kind of minimize the mess. I do have this bag here. It's supposed to be for leaves, but we'll take it. Where some of the smaller chunks, then the shop vac will be able to get all this other stuff. But, it doesn't look too bad behind it. I was a little bit worried about seeing a lot of like water damage or something. It looks okay. Not sure if that's a little bit of mold there, just dust off of the drywall. But everything else, looks decent. Looks pretty good. It's going to look quite different in here once I get all this drywall ripped out, because we're going to have all that behind it. That little, just the outside, the siding of this shed. I don't even know, garage, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be an office. So anyway, so there we go. So we have that done so far, but I'm going to keep chugging along. But just wanted to give you a quick look as far as what that looks like. And I'll try to get this whole wall torn down, and then we'll show you that and go step by step. Let's go. Well, one of the things that typically happens when you start tearing stuff apart is it normally reveals more problems than good problems. And this is going to be one issue. Not a huge issue, but something I didn't expect. It looks like you can see some daylight down here. It looks like for whatever reason they just put this Syracuse Symphony Orchestra sign, which is kind of interesting, to cover up a part of the outside here that it must have a hole or something. You can see all the leaves that have come in here are an indicator that stuff is able to blow in and out of here. So that's interesting. Also see a little bit of, looks like it's hard to see again, it's so dark over here, and again all the power shut off and everything, but looks like there's some little shavings, something here. So I don't see, it's not bitten up too much. I don't think there's like termites or anything. I don't think we're going to be running into any of that. But I know this does go to the outside. And then with that being open, easy for critters and whatever to come in here and start gnawing away at things. So this will have to get corrected. So I'll pull off this here and see what we kind of have going on behind it. Actually, you know what? Okay, that's what this was. This used to be just an old window. I wonder if we could actually put another window in here. It might brighten up the space a little bit, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. This piece of drywall is kind of acting like a door. What's behind the door? Oh, it's just the outside. So yeah, but you see a lot of spider webs and things. This sign's kind of cool. It's from 87 and 88. So that's kind of cool, but look at all the spider webs and everything going out there. But it looks like it's pretty much framed for it. I don't know how much a window, cheap a window like this would cost, but it would be nice to probably get another window in here. Again, it would kind of brighten up a little bit. It is facing out towards this hill where there's just a lot of stone and everything, but again, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It looks like they used to have a like a wood burning stove, like a wood stove in here or something, because it would have been down here and then gone up there and exited out that way. But so I'll have to get that covered up too. But yeah, I knew that there was a window back here. I just thought it was covered with something more than a Syracuse Symphony sign. But who knows? This could be something. Maybe the Syracuse Symphony Orchestra wants this sign. It looks like it's in pretty good shape. It should be cleaned up a little bit. Maybe it's like a collector piece for them. But anyway, the stuff you find when you start tearing things apart. So, oh well, we'll see. This drywall, it's tearing me apart. Or I guess actually I'm tearing it apart. Anyway, I'm going to keep going to work. So if this was like a real construction show, like Fixer Upper or something, this is when the dramatic music would play and they'd go to commercial break and they'd be like, Joe, we have a problem. What's that, Chip? Dramatic pause. Commercial. Not really a big issue, but it's kind of cool to look out here. So you see, it's just all open. Actually, here's what that other sign looks like. The two Syracuse Symphony Orchestra signs here. So I will have to talk to the contractor about options here, because we're going to have to do some framing, build up the wall a little bit if I do want to put another window in here, which I think I would. I think so. That's probably just another, I don't know, it shouldn't be that much, maybe another couple $100, $100, $150, $200 maybe. But kind of cool. You can jump out of the window here, but definitely don't want Orson or anybody coming up here. This is now an extreme hazard, a fall hazard. But anyway, build a bridge. Should build a bridge out to those steps up there where the old chicken coop used to be. Anyway, so that's what it looks like there. Really brightens the place up though, huh? I mean, that's pretty neat. Wonder what other treasures we'll find. Hopefully that's the only one like that. But there is something patched up behind this wall. You can see it from out this way, so I wonder what we're going to find here. You see how this looks like it's just been like boarded over. I'm assuming that there'll be a board there, but there's no siding on it, so I wonder what we'll find when we open up the drywall there. This will be quite the shock to Annie when she comes in. She'll be like, what in the world? So anyway, all right. I'm taking too many breaks. Like I said, this is going to be a very long video. I apologize for that. And I have a big mess already to clean up here. I'm going to start taking some of this down to my dumpster bag. But anyway, this is the fun. The joys of demolition. I'll get back to it and leave you alone for a little while. All right. So again, lighting here, not the best. And I'm not going to bring lights out here just so you can see a little bit clearer. But here you go. That's what the walls looked like before, and then this is what they look like now. And then the drywall's taken off. The whole wall there is done. So the way I've decided I'm going to do it, I'm going to take down a wall. This being one of the biggest, the second, between this wall and that wall, they're the same size. But I'm going to take the drywall down, and I'm going to put it like this. I'm going to take it all down. Had a little dumpster bag. I'm thinking, unfortunately, I might need to get another dumpster bag with how much stuff I've already put in there, and then all this drywall that's going to go in there. I'll see if I can fit it in there, but if I have to get another one, I will. But that's another, $170 or $200 actually for them to buy the bag and then for them to take it away. So we'll see how much we can fit, but I may need to get another one for all this. So I'm going to take all this down. That's kind of the way I'm going to approach it. I'm going to go one wall at a time, take it all down, kind of clean up my space and keep going at it. But there you have it. Looks decent. It's not too terrible. I mean, once we stuff some insulation in there, once we raise the ceiling or raise the roof, unless you're Michael Jordan, in which the ceiling is the roof, then depends how you look at it. But it shouldn't be, it shouldn't be too terribly crazy. It should be a good time as long as I do the demo and everything. I mean, I'm not expecting any more surprises like that one, other than maybe whatever's behind that wall, but we'll find out together. So I'm going to clean up my mess, and I'm going to keep ripping stuff apart here. So some more interesting developments here. As you can see, I've made half progress, a little more halfway on this wall here. I didn't point it out, but you'll be able to see it. I'll put a little picture from when we were looking at the outside. This was like an old barn door system sort of thing. So there's actually a door here, and that's what you're seeing. This is painted again, probably really hard to see because there's not much light going on here. But so there was that barn door sort of thing, and that's what is here. So it's kind of latched. So I don't know if we'll have to add some, framework in here to kind of secure that properly, because it really hasn't been. And then there's another, I think, barn door thing over here on this side, which I'll have to unveil, but I stopped because remember earlier I was saying how I was a little worried about the bees. Well, we will see whether or not this one, it doesn't look to me to be like it's in use, but there's a pretty decent wasp's nest there, it looks like. So you can see it right there. Again, really hard to see, I know, but you can see it right there. So I have some wasp spray. I'm going to spray it, and hopefully I don't get attacked. I don't know. I said I was nervous about this. I wasn't sure because there have been bees and stuff up here before, but we'll see. So I'm pushing out for a second, and we'll attack this thing together. Oh. All right. Okay, I think I'm ready. So I have my spray here. This reaches pretty far. I'm prepared to run. Okay, I'm getting it pretty good. I don't see anything coming out of it. Do you think that's enough? That's probably enough to kill them all inside there, right? That's got to be enough. Nothing has come out. That was probably overkill. I apologize if you're a lover of wasps, but that's it. Just something fell off, that's all. But that was probably a little overkill. My apologies. Whew. All the sort of treasures you find when you, again, demolish things. That's what you have. But I'm going to let that settle. I'll knock down the rest of that. And then I'll continue to see what other treasures await for me through the rest of these walls. Well, quite the evening there. A couple hours work. I was able to get all of the drywall down and everything. So we'll go ahead and go in and give you a look. It's going to be a little bit dark in there, so you can probably see it behind me. So you probably won't be able to see a ton. But, it looks like a room that all the drywall was ripped out of. So let's see if we can get you in here. So here we go. I do have that big giant stack of drywall, but I'll take care of that in the morning before I do the carpet. But I've done all I can do really for today. So again, probably hard to see because of lighting and everything. I don't know if it'll adjust or not, but just, yeah, not really. It's just too dark. But yeah, just, pretty much a bare sort of thing. I am going to cover that window. I'm going to put that stuff back in there just to kind of cover that so no critters or anything get in overnight before we can get that finished up. So there you have it. It looks a little bit, we'd say it looks worse than it did as we started. But, sometimes things have to get worse before they get better. And it's like that building houses or renovating. And it's like that in life as well. God says in the book of James, as James is writing, he says that the testing of your account, consider all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. And the idea that when patience has given birth, it's conceived, it brings forth holiness, and it brings forth perfection, that we would be like Christ. And so sometimes you have to go through temptation. Sometimes you got to do some demolition, and things got to look a little bit worse before they can get all the way better. But there you have it. There is day one. Let me see. I'll keep a log of what days there are. This is September 15th. That this is drywall's been taken down. So in the morning I'll come back in. I'll get some better shots of everything before I take all that stuff down to the little dumpster thing, and then I'll get this carpet up tomorrow too. That's the plan anyway. And then basically I'll clean it up, and then my job is pretty much done until it's time to do painting and flooring, and then do the little accent wall in the back there. So anyway, I'll see you guys here for you in a couple of seconds. For me, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, so the reason why it's not going to be one long episode and why you're going to have a whole bunch of individual episodes is because I got the quote back from the contractor, and it was a lot more than I was expecting. I just hadn't taken into consideration the amount of work that needed to be done and increase of costs because of everything that's going on with supply and that kind of thing. So it's now a complete DIY project. So you're going to be seeing more episodes of this coming out as I kind of go along and do the work and have some other people come and help me do individual work and that kind of thing. So that's the reason why. So we're going to wrap up this video here, and every week maybe you'll get one or two to sort of update videos on kind of how things are progressing out there as we get it done. So with that being said, that ends today's episode, and you can be on the lookout for the next one as we watch the progress of the new office space get built. But anyway, just want to let you know that. And yeah, see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hogwarts.